After creating a storm back home over his remarks on Russia and China during a visit to India, the German naval chief has now apologized for his remarks. In his tweet, Vice Admiral KSM Schonbach says that he should not have said things the way he did and that it was in fact a misjudgment. Let's tell you a little bit of background about the same. Earlier, speaking at a think tank in the Indian capital, New Delhi, the German Navy chief called for improving ties with Russia, a narrative that is different from the one coming from the EU. The comments raked up a huge controversy back home in Germany. The German Defense Ministry later distanced itself from these comments made by its naval chief on Russia. Listen in to what the German naval chief said earlier.
Even we, India, Germany, we need Russia because we need Russia against China. Having this big country, even if it's not a democracy at our side, as a bilateral partner, giving them a chance with the EU and also the United States of America, having on eye level, same eye level. It is easy, it's an easy work. And it keeps us probably Russia away from China, because China needs the resources of Russia.
Russia and China have shared a close partnership in recent years. President Putin will visit China next month to hold summit-level talks at the grand opening of the Beijing Winter Olympics, which many in the West have boycotted. On NATO's eastward expansion, the German Navy chief said that any country that has sovereignty and meets all requirements must be allowed to join NATO. He, however, said that Ukraine cannot meet the requirements as it is occupied in the Donbass region.
Президент Путин, мой дорогой старый друг, очень рад провести встречу с вами двух стран. Соответствует требованиям времени.
Russia does not want NATO's expansion to countries like Ukraine and others bordering it. It has demanded security guarantees from the West and NATO that Ukraine does not join the bloc. Several talks earlier this month have, however, still not yielded any results. Now, for more on this story, joining us now is our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibil. Siddhant, thanks for joining us. Now, let's decode and understand this controversy a little bit more. Earlier, the Vice Admiral Schonbach had said that both India and Germany need to bolster ties with Russia against China. And now the German Defense Ministry has disowned these remarks. In fact, the naval chief has rendered an apology. What's the controversy all about?
Well, it's a big political storm in Berlin, and it started with a comment here in the Indian national capital, Delhi, at a think tank. This was a visit by the German Navy chief and was supposed to be a very good visit that showcases how Germany is keen to engage in the Indo-Pacific, but it looks like it has headed towards a diplomatic disaster. Now, why the comments are controversial is because right now we know the narrative coming from Europe is that Russia is going to invade Ukraine. There is not a single voice coming openly saying that they should engage with Russia, and perhaps basically pro-Russian voices. Now, German Navy chief's comments are not only pro-Russian, but asking and extending support to Putin, saying that Vladimir Putin wants respect and he should get that respect. And that, of course, is kind of a political bombshell right now, given the situation, how there has been worry over Moscow's build-up at the Russia-Ukraine border. And that is why the controversy started. Now, of course, as you pointed out, the German Defense Ministry has disowned the comment. The Navy chief himself has tweeted about it, saying that he misjudged it, and this was clearly a mistake. But by and large, this is going to have a huge political ramification very soon, given how Germany is seen as a country which is basically not taking a very clear stand when it comes to the ongoing situation between Ukraine and Russia.
Right, Siddhant, now all this is happening before the Russian President Putin is set to visit China next month to hold summit-level talks at the grand opening of the Winter Games in Beijing. So will these comments have an effect on the same?
Well, it won't have a major impact. We know now that there has been the comments by the Navy chief himself and, of course, the Defense Ministry. But it shows the kink in the larger European narrative regarding how to engage with Russia, because it's not only the Russian worry, there is worry over China as well. And if there is some kind of invasion or some kind of problem when it comes to Eastern Europe, that deflects Western voices against how to engage with China. Because the biggest worry in Western capitals and here in Asian capitals as well, including New Delhi, is a very aggressive China. With Russia, with an invasion and talks of invasion from Russia, those voices essentially gets cracked up, because these comments are something that shows that Europe is not speaking in a united voice.
Right, Siddhant Sibal, our principal diplomatic correspondent. Thanks so much for joining us with all those inputs at this hour. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.